What's going on, guys? It is Steve with Mouse Secrets coming to you with another video today. And again, we're kind of talking about Cars Land coming to the Magic Kingdom. Honestly, I've never seen Disney adults and fans, so upset as I have seen today with the announcement of Cars Land coming to the Magic Kingdom. And it's not about the announcement of Cars Land coming to the Magic Kingdom. It's about what Disney is doing to bring Cars Land to the Magic Kingdom. And if you don't know already, if you haven't heard the news yet, I'm sure you have, but Cars Land is coming to the Magic Kingdom. It's coming to Frontierland. But in order to get Cars Land into Frontierland, we have to lose Tom Sawyer's Island, the Rivers of America, and the Liberty Bell. And if you haven't seen the artwork that was put out this morning by Disney, it's actually on the Parks blog, that's the image. That is the future of Frontierland. You can see Thunder Mountain Big Thunder Mountain off in the upper right corner. Tiana's Bayou Adventure kind of up in the left top of the screen. Coming down through classic Frontierland, like where Pecos Bills is. But if you notice, the entire center section of the image, it's all been filled in. And that's currently where Tom Sawyer's Island and the Rivers of America and the Liberty Bell are. They are gone. If you look at it on this image, they're no longer there. So quite a big sacrifice here. Maybe I can do it like this. Let's try it like this. Hold on one second. Maybe it'll be easier. There we go. Quite a big sacrifice to get Cars Land into Frontierland. And I think the issue is we've always been hearing about for the last couple of years, beyond Thunder Mountain, beyond Thunder Mountain, beyond Thunder Mountain. And the idea was that everything would go beyond Thunder Mountain on the other side, like on that expansion pad that's on the other side. We can look at that here in a second, but it's not. No, we're basically cutting directly into, or we're taking a huge chunk out of Frontierland, or Disney's going to take a huge chunk out of Frontierland. They're basically going to change the aesthetics and the theme, not only I would say of Frontierland, but of Liberty Square, of course, Liberty Square and Frontierland, but just Magic Kingdom in general. Like, it's going to have a totally massive, different feel, different theme to it than what we've had for the last 30 or 40 years, or however long we've been around. 50 years. 50, I'm sorry. It's pretty insane. So now that you can see the artwork here again. So there's Thunder Mountain. There's Tiana's Bayou Adventure coming on around. Pecos Bills is up in here somewhere in the gift shops and so forth. But you notice how they're putting in the giant mountain. There's the attraction. Somewhere in here is going to be a kids attraction too. And it looks like you can see here, that's still the entranceway or the dock or whatever you want to call it for the Liberty Bell. So that building is going to remain. So why that's remaining there, don't quite know why yet. Not quite sure. But you see the cars coming. We're going to see the walkway. Then it looks like this pathway would lead off most likely to the Villain's Land. That's what I would guess. I think that's what most people would guess at this point. That's going to Villain's Land. So anyway, you've probably already seen this artwork and so forth, but it's interesting. I did a video about this morning when I got up and I saw the news. And sometimes for me personally, I have to digest things for a minute. I have to really I need some time to digest, especially big things. And this is big. We're talking about changing the Magic Kingdom, a huge footprint of the Magic Kingdom forever. Probably some of the most nostalgic portions of the Magic Kingdom. Fantasyland's already been changed before. Tomorrowland has already been changed before. But this is a massive, massive, massive change to Frontierland and Liberty Square. And, the feedback and stuff that I've been reading online, what I've been getting done in comments, what I've been just seeing on Twitter, or X and Facebook groups and whatever, it's overwhelmingly hardcore negative. People are not happy about this. And I think I fall into that camp. I really do. I fall into the camp. And as the day has gone on, I'm recording this later in the evening now, more questions throughout the day have just been popping into my head about this. Like, how did this happen? Or why is this happening? And are there no other options? One of the things that came to mind too is why was this not brought up at D23? So we saw the cool artwork for Cars Land and so forth at the D23 reveal, but they definitely didn't show this piece of art at D23. And I think we probably have a pretty good idea why, because people would have been in an uproar immediately in D23 or something. So they definitely didn't bring that up. But I don't know. Let me switch my view here. Hold on one second. Let's do like this. Okay. So what I just pulled up is Google Earth. This is Google Earth of Liberty Square in Frontierland. I can try to get us a little oriented here. This is the current setup. So there's your Tom Sawyer's Island. There's the rivers of America. Your boat takes off this way, goes all the way around, follows around, all the way through here. Awesome scenery. You get the awesome view of Big Thunder Mountain. You guys know this if you've been on it before. And you get all the little the Native American scenery and sets, wildlife like scenery and sets. There's one there. So all of this is going away. Like we just showed in that first picture from Disney that they put out this morning. All of this essentially is just going to be totally filled in. Maybe I'll try to rotate this a little bit so that it kind of looks from the angle of that artwork. Maybe a little more, and then we can zoom in a little further. There we go. So there, one more zoom. And close that. There. Oh, there's a beautiful Liberty Bell. No, don't take it away. Am I blocking the view? Let me make sure I'm not totally. Yeah, let me move myself out of camera for a second. There we go. Now you guys can see it unobstructed by my big head. Okay, so all of that gets filled in. That's where you can see that walkway that leads off out here somewhere, probably where somewhere in there they're going to squeeze in the Villain's Land. But my thing is, first of all, this is not beyond Thunder Mountain. This is like the pad and stuff where we thought maybe something was going to happen out in here somewhere. But no, we're giving away a huge piece of Liberty Square. I said earlier, like, think about it. Liberty Square is only 3 attractions, so now it would only be 2. We're giving away Liberty Square. We're giving away the only water feature, or the only lake, river, whatever you want to call it, in the park. So that's not there anymore after this is done. We're building mountains inside of Frontierland. How mountains coexist with the setting of what you have right now in Frontierland or in Thunder Mountain, I have no idea. Snow-capped mountains, like, because the attraction is supposed to be like all-terrain cars ride, right? Like all-terrain. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't think it aesthetically works. I don't think it thematically works, but that's the deal. That's what's coming. So one of the first questions I came up with, that popped in my mind, I'm a marketer by trade. That's my background. That's what I studied, so forth. My first thing is I said, like, if I'm just reading, okay, a lot of it's anecdotal, and I understand that a lot of what I'm reading online is also from some of the highest affinity groups for Disney, which are people that would obviously be in Facebook groups, watching YouTube videos about Disney, watching or reading articles on X about Disney. Obviously, you're going to be some of the highest affinity people, Disney fans or something, right? So I get that. But my thing is, if the overwhelming majority of the feedback is like anger and just vitriol, like just so upset about this, did they do surveys? Like, did they survey people about this? Like, how would you feel about uprooting the rivers of America, the Liberty Bell, and totally reforming Frontierland and dramatically changing the sightlines for the Haunted Mansion, dramatically changing the sightlines for Liberty Square? Did they not survey people? Did they do focus groups? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe they just did some observational things and they saw like nobody or not enough people are taking the barges over to Tom Sawyer's Island, so we can axe that one. Or what's the deal? Like, I just wonder, like, what went behind like the marketing or whatever to the data to do this? Because all I'm seeing is just overwhelming people, just super, super, super upset and angry. So that was like one thing that popped in my mind. And then another thing that popped in my mind too is like, why this location for Cars Land? Like, I get it. Like so they didn't, it's not beyond Thunder Mountain. Maybe you can say Villain's Land will be beyond Thunder Mountain a little bit, whatever. But Cars Land is not, obviously. It's not expanding the size of Frontierland. All you're doing is taking something away and filling it back in with something new. So we're not making Frontierland any bigger. Why not have done the Speedway? Like, is there no way that like this could have been incorporated into the Speedway? That's a huge chunk of real estate over there. Overwhelmingly, I think people are tired of the Speedway. It's loud, it's obnoxious, it's super outdated. It doesn't really fit in at all with I don't know. Just it's not futuristic. There's something futuristic about the Tomorrowland Speedway. Why not have like just gutted that thing if you want to start over from scratch and put Cars Land in Tomorrowland in the Speedway? Huge piece of real estate over there. Use it. I don't know. Like, I don't know why, like, the focus was to do it here in Frontierland. I get, like, Villains Land, like, it's kind of like the offshoot. Maybe kind of, to me, like, I was thinking, like, Villains Land is more like incorporating it into, it's a fantasy thing, so Fantasyland. But whatever, that's a whole nother one. I'm not going to talk about Villains Land right now. That's not, for all we know, that doesn't even happen. That'll probably be, like, a phase 2. Hopefully it'll happen, but, you know, trying to just get through, like, and digest the news today about what they're doing to Frontierland and to Liberty Square, it's kind of hardcore to get through it a little bit. And one of my things I was thinking is, how does Frontierland survive this, right? Like I said in the video earlier I made this morning when I first saw the news or whatever, and the more I've thought about it today, like, once this is done, like, what is Frontierland at this point anymore? Because you have Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Okay. That's Louisiana. You've got now this Cars Land thing that's going to have, like, snow-capped mountain peaks and off-road vehicles and stuff. So how does this all tie back into, like, one cohesive story for Frontierland? Like, different time periods, like, different parts of that area will take place in different time periods, wrapping back around to Liberty Square. Obviously that takes place in the birthplace of the country, so that's another time period. Like, I just don't see how thematically and time periodish this all will come together. And I guess they don't care. Just thinking about it, like, I don't think they care. I think at this point, Disney's just all about IP, squeeze it into the park. We know that. That's what they've been doing. That's what they've been doing with Epcot. That's what they've been doing with a lot of attractions really over the last decade. Squeeze in IP, turn Maelstrom into a Frozen attraction, which actually is not the worst thing, but I do miss Maelstrom too. But you know what I mean? Like, I think, like, at the end of the day, like, I don't think they care about the thematics and that type of thing anymore. I don't think they care about the sight lines anymore. I think it's all just about getting IP in, being able to market it, advertise it to people to get them through the gates. And probably, I mean, a new Cars Land will get people through the gates, especially people that are not such huge Disney fans like us that care about these things so much and take it almost personally or whatever. We take it like, I take it personally sometimes. I'm sure you guys too, judging by what I read today. So, I just don't know, like, how does Frontierland survive this? How does Liberty Square survive this? And I don't know, like, if this has something to do with political things. Like, are we eventually going to just lose Liberty Square completely? I don't know. Maybe the Hall of Presidents, it's already controversial at this point. Politics in this country, so it's so on edge at any moment. Like, the Hall of Presidents, you know, for like almost a decade now has been a problem sometimes. And I just wonder if the Hall of Presidents is on a chopping block. Liberty Square could be on a chopping block. I think everything could go. I don't know. Like, at some point, I just think, like, nothing is safe at this point. And yeah, I wonder, like, if some of this is political a little bit, like de-Americana of the parks or something. I hate even saying it that way, but I don't know. Like, again, why Frontierland and why not the Speedway? Why, if you have all of these ideas, I said this earlier, like, if they had planned all of these ideas, Monsters Land, Cars Land, you want to do a Villains Land, you have all these ideas, probably think about all the ideas that we don't even know about that Imagineering hasn't shared or doesn't share with us. Think about all the ideas that they've got. Why not save something like this for the fifth gate or something? I just don't know. I just don't know why we're dumping it into Frontierland. It just doesn't make sense to me. Something's not right with it. And it doesn't, and I don't think it's sitting right with anybody. I saw someone said something like, well, maybe the Liberty Bell will still be there. That's why the dock or the entrance building is still there in the artwork, which is possible. I even saw someone, like, brought up a good idea, like, permanently dock the thing, turn it into a lounge or some type of restaurant, or for maybe, like, if somehow it's tied to you know, Villains Land or something, make it kind of like a creepy, scary, like I said, like, maybe make it like a ghost ship or something. I don't know, but overall, I just don't I don't get it. I don't get it at all. The more I've thought about it all day, none of it makes sense. It's going to happen. There's nothing we can do about it. It's coming. It's just, none of it makes sense. And I think, like, we just have to accept, like, the Disney that I grew up on, that a lot of you guys grew up on, it's been gone for a long time, or it's been slowly going away for a long time. And to me, this is just another example of that. It's another example of the Disney that we grew up on going away. The magical side of it is slowly eroding, and Disney's just going to become more on par in the future, at least at the parks, with Universal. I always say, like, I don't like to compare Universal and Disney. I don't. I believe they're apples and oranges. I enjoy both. I think both have a lot to offer in their own unique ways. I love both of them. I have a great time. But I do think Disney is moving more in the direction of Universal, I would say, than Universal's moving in the direction of Disney. And what I mean by that is just packing in IP anywhere inside of the park. Make a movie. If it's somewhat of a hit, make an attraction, throw it in the parks, even if it doesn't make sense to put it there. And I just think that's going to continue. You're just going to see more and more and more IP getting crammed into the parks, less about the theme of the park, the theme of the land. Does it make sense? Does it match the existing stuff? Do we even care about nostalgic things anymore? Because if we don't care about nostalgia anymore, heck, the Main Street could be changed at some point, or something could happen to Main Street dramatically. Maybe not go away, but dramatically you could change Main Street. Teacups could go. I don't know. People Mover could go. I don't know. Nostalgia to me should play a part in the parks at some point, especially the Magic Kingdom, because if you're just packing the Magic Kingdom with nothing but IP and intellectually based property attractions, what is the difference between Disney and Universal at that point? Because that's what Universal does. Minions, you get a ride. Shrek, you get something. Terminator, you get something. You know what I mean? Universal doesn't really come up with those original concepts too much. And they don't necessarily care at Universal about land themes that much. I mean, they're there, but not really. Not like how Disney was in the past. And I just think that's what's happening. That's what's going to continue to happen. It's happening in Animal Kingdom. I mean, we're getting, does Indiana Jones fit that much into Animal Kingdom? I guess you could make this argument a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think not so much. To me, almost in a weird way, once we got rid of the studio aspect or the backlot aspect of Hollywood studios, that became Disney's IP, anything goes park. You know what I mean? You can throw monsters in there. Yeah, it makes sense. It doesn't really matter. You can throw Indiana Jones in there. It doesn't matter. But Epcot has a theme to it, right? You got a World Showcase. You had a Future World. Obviously, the Future World part is basically destroyed at this point. It's gone. The Magic Kingdom has always had its themed lands that have pretty much stuck to those themes. Adventureland is stuck to adventure, its attractions and stuff. The Jungle Cruise and the Magic Carpets. Although I don't know, maybe, yeah, I guess that kind of works. Yeah, it's an adventure on a carpet, whatever. But we haven't packed into Tomorrowland a haunted mansion attraction. You know what I mean? But now what we're doing with Magic Kingdom is kind of similar to what happened to Epcot's Future World, where theme probably just isn't going to matter that much anymore. It's just going to be about whatever is a successful movie or a successful character in some aspect of the Disney catalog. Throw it into the parks in some type of attraction, whether it fits the aesthetics and the theme of the land or not. Who cares? Just put it in there. And I think that's basically what's happened here. But the fans are upset. I have not seen folks this upset in the Disney community, Disney fans, maybe ever. I mean, Splash Mountain overhaul. Obviously, a lot of people were not happy with that. But this is something different. It almost seems like everybody uniformly is not happy. I haven't really seen anybody I can't wait for Cars Land to demolish and take out the rivers of America and Tom Sawyer's Island. It's just going to change the feel of Magic Kingdom forever. It's going to happen. There's nothing that's going to stop it, I don't think. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's just, I had more time to kind of stew on it today, and I don't feel too good about it. I get it. Look, we're talking about theme parks. This is definitely a first world problem. It's a first world thing to be upset about or not be happy about. But it's just, it's disappointing that this is the state of the Disney parks at this point, that it's kind of just anything goes at this point. Anything can go. Nothing is safe, I guess. Nothing's safe. And you always used to be able to say that about Universal Studios, that every opening day attraction is gone minus what? E.T. Every single opening day attraction is gone minus E.T. Well, it's Universal, it's not Disney. But now we're talking about Disney, where opening day things that were so important, not only to Disney fans, but I'm sure to the Imagineers that created the Magic Kingdom, those things now are disappearing. And I just don't exactly have a good reason why. What's the reason? Is it political? Is it to de-Americanize the parks a little bit? If that's what it is, that's sad. I hope that's not the case. And I guess maybe we will find that out years down the road if we lose Hall of Presidents and if we lose just Liberty Square in general, if Frontierland is just gone. I mean, when I think of Americana, I think of that Frontierland, the Wild West, the frontier or something. And I don't know if that's going to be around a decade from now. Who knows? But anyway, guys, let me know down in the comments do you guys think I'm right? Like, should this thing have ended up in the Speedway? Like, if they really wanted Cars Land at Magic Kingdom and not putting it beyond Thunder Mountain on a new piece of real estate, should they have just yanked the Speedway out and put Cars Land where the Speedway was? Still figure out where to put Villains Lane in the future or something. But why? Like, do you guys agree? Like, why did they choose the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer's Island? Like, I keep seeing like some people are like, well, Tom Sawyer's Island's not that popular. Sure, it's not. I was the first one to admit I haven't been to Tom Sawyer's Island in probably 25, 30 years. I don't remember the last time. I was a child, probably. My wife's never been. My child hasn't been. We're going to go now because we know it's going to disappear at some point in the future. But maybe you could have updated Tom Sawyer's Island or put something else over there to make it more appealing to get guests to go to it. But just being there, like, it's such a important aspect of the park. Canning it and getting rid of it, it's just it's a big move. It's a big move. Big change. Anyway, let me know down in the comments, guys. What do you all think? Should have this thing gone to the Speedway? Are you upset that they're yanking the riverboat out? We're losing the Liberty Bell and we're losing the Rivers of America. We're losing the only water at Magic Kingdom. We're losing awesome theming and sight lines and time period pieces. Like, does it bother you? It's all I'm seeing on social media. At the end of the day, I think whatever they do with cars will probably be pretty cool. The rides, the attractions and stuff will probably be pretty nice. It's just what we're losing to get it, right? Like, what we're losing to get it. That's what the bummer is. But anyway, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Make sure you sub. Give the video a big old thumbs up if you like it. I want to know your opinions down below. All right, guys. Have a great one. See you next time. Bye.